Welcome back to today's Morning Report. Charles Perez on Friday the 11th of March with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Hand Tech Markets. Let's look at cable. And pretty much all the FX pairs have been impacted by this ECB meeting. Certainly has has a knock-on effect on the dollar, and that obviously builds through the FX pairs that way. We had a sterling rebound yesterday. Initial weakness down to 41.16, then sharp rally actually to a high of 47. That's 43.17, so about a 200 tick rally on cable. Very sharp move. We're now testing this downtrend, really testing it, and it is interesting because this downtrend is still to a certain extent intact, although it is very much under pressure now, increasingly under pressure. And looking at the momentum indicators, those stochastics have ticked higher and are accelerating higher. But the RSI is a little bit still mixed, you'd argue. Not really yet pushing out, and I think if you saw it above 55, I think that might be an issue, because that would be where sort of you're starting to see the move breaking out in sort of multi-month highs on the RSI. So the RSI at the moment is just holding back a little bit. But this move today is positive, 17 ticks higher on the day. We've just had out the UK trade data, came in line with expectations at minus 10.3 billion on the trade balance, and sterling pretty much likes it. It's actually trading at the day high as we speak, although obviously the day is very tight on the band at the moment. It's only sort of 40 odd ticks, so only very slightly higher on the day. But what I'd be looking out for here is yesterday's high. Now 43.17 was yesterday's high. If sterling breaks out above yesterday's high, I think that is a reconfirmation of the bulls, really, because we had that move on the ECB, settled down after a couple of hours, few hours, and started to drift back lower again. That drift back lower came back into the support around 142.40. That breakout, there's a minor pivot around 142.40. Today's low is where can I? It's not coming out annoyingly. I think today's low is about 142.50. So it is still an element of support, that little breakout pivot, and you'd still say that this move is reasonably positive. But looking at the momentum indicators, the hourly RSI didn't get above 70. So having rolled over, I think you now need to see the breakout above that reaction high to really suggest that the bulls are in control, because that's obviously the initial reaction. Then you get the pullback, and if you get a move back above it, then that is a positive move. If not, then you could start to see the move failing again. So pretty important move that we're seeing today on this cable chart, and I think obviously it could be to a certain extent one that you need to watch, because prior to that ECB announcement, the candles are starting to roll over, and it'll be interesting to see if this actually does sort of re-engage the bulls. Now, on the upside, if you do see certainly a close above 43.17, then that would re-engage the bulls. I think for a move back towards this old pivot line around 144.10, which is the next resistance. So that would be the takeout from that. But I think it's sort of one to watch at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see how cable plays out. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later.